Now, why is Samsung and most of their associates, all the other bigger industries of smartphone industries, make it so hard to remove the battery? The glue, the adhesive which they added around here to stick with the screen, is not just to keep it from moving, it's just extremely much. As a matter of fact, if you can be able to use this very adhesive on Western marriages and on celebrities, on their marriages, it's gonna cut down divorce rate and marriage failure by 99.9%. Now, here is the kicker. They do it for several reasons. For the purpose of the video here, I decided I want to go to Amazon and review the original cost. Now, the reason for this is to clarify the saying that Samsung screens are more expensive than their phones. Only the screen costs $239.9, that's $340 right there. And some places, $269, that's $270 with some little kits for replacement. So, wow. If you choose you want to go with the TFT, it's about $100. So let's check how much the phone costs. The used phone of the same one costs. Okay. On eBay, it goes around $291. So why would you be spending $270 on the screen when you can be able to buy the phone? Look at it. These are used phone of the same price, so around just about the same price. $290 unlocked, $256 jumbo. So the phone and the screen is the same cost. It is strategic because they know that when your data is in your smartphone, you can't dump it to go and buy another phone. And if you decide you want to go and buy it so you can replace the screen, it costs just about the same. So let's get into the video. Reasons. Attempting to remove this on the first, there is no plastic that is going to get it out. And using the metal comes with a very difficult challenge. This is lithium, just a little scratch on the surface and it turns into fire that you can't stop, and it's gonna end up destroying the entire device. Second, while you are also trying to get it done, you can ruin the battery. If it starts blazing fire, you might get it out. Now, third, if you hit it with a heater, you can damage the battery. You can automatically quickly detonate the battery into explosion. Now, the fifth or the fourth one, which you didn't see coming, is this guy. The most expensive and pricey parts of the smartphone. So when you damage the screen, it's game over. I bet you didn't see that coming, right?
In order to go touch the double-sided tape on the back of the battery. This is going to help you soften the double-sided tape at the back of the battery and make the removal process of the battery very easy. I usually use heat only to remove the battery by hitting the screen of the device, but this time I decided to add a little bit of alcohol to see what kind of result I will get. The alcohol has been pushed on the side and at the bottom of the battery, and then I grabbed my suction cup trying to pull the battery gently and see what kind of movement I get while pulling the battery. So while trying to pull on the battery, I noticed that the battery is not moving much despite having added the alcohol on the back of the double-sided tape. And even pulling with a little bit of strength is going to damage the battery because it will bend the battery upward and start a separation of the layers of the battery. This is not the right way to do it. Most likely I didn't add enough alcohol for it to do the job by itself. So I started to hit the front of the device. Hitting the screen of the device is going to help transfer the heat from the screen onto the back of the battery. This is safe for the screen. I've been doing this for multiple devices now. I inserted my metal tool at the bottom of the battery and started to pull a little bit. I was sensing the battery moving just a little bit, but not enough to keep pulling on it. I had to hit the front of the device again for a few seconds. I was hitting only at the lowest setting on my hit gun, and I started to pull with my tool again at the bottom of the battery, and the battery was moving more than it was before. Also, please, if you do not have enough experience, refrain yourself from using a metal tool while pulling at the bottom of the battery. Using a metal tool may damage the battery and create a fire, so this can be very dangerous. That is why I recommend you to use a plastic tool if you do not have a lot of experience doing this. The battery is out fully now, and I was pulling just a little bit, and you do not need some extreme force.
The moral of this very story here, of this very video here, is that hitting the screen destroys it. You say it is using the lowest setting. How about people who haven't actually watched this very video here? You are going to definitely damage the screen. It wasn't a mistake. It was Samsung's evil act to make sure that you destroy either the battery or the phone or the screen. Now, let me try to help you. And this is what I'm using here. I don't think this is actually for smartphone, but I've succeeded in using this most often times to remove batteries. And you can see this one here is really stopped. I have actually destroyed one of my smartphones just trying to do this. I'm gonna try to minimize the nervousness that is associated with camera. Now, if you get this up like this, you will need something like a plastic to get it in here, and just wiggle it in here. Wiggle it while you push the soft one in there, and be careful. As you're doing this, your chance of damaging this is around 95%. Alright, so I can say, come on, it's just too much. At this point here, when you get the point where your hand can get in there, then you have won it. That's it. My goodness. So I almost damaged this barrel. And that is what most people who try to remove this battery go on most of the times. So guys, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Finally, this has been successfully done without damaging the screen. And I'll see you on the next episode. Guys, look at it. The screen has been destroyed. This is one very problem which they have engineered. I told you guys before this very video, the screen was okay. I was just removing the battery to test another screen. That is where my tool scratched inside. And that is where the fingerprint sensor is. So if you are removing the screen, they have made it such a way that you don't win. So you have to can start from here, but no card can enter here. This is the other way card can enter from here. But as soon as it touches here, the screen is gone.